cost for hash. I make a better margin. So I look at it as losing money if I have to chop it and dry my weed and trim it up and sell it. I'm losing. So if you get the chance to smoke my fucking weed, that's because I decided to lose a little bit so you can smoke my weed.
There you go.
Okay? You know what I mean? That's sorry to say, but that's what it is. Because when you turn greenhouse product grown in the greenhouse or outdoor, how much are pounds right now? Okay, just rattle a number off. 500, 900, okay. Well, if you can turn it into $4,000 or 3,200 to 4,200 or more, why the fuck would you do all that other shit?
Yeah.
You're fucking up. You're fucking dumb at that point. That's what I'm saying. You're deciding to lose. That's your own prerogative. Now look, you can go as big as you want. Look at the BHO game. Look at Raw Garden. Right? I mean, just look at them though. When Raw Garden first started, we had a grow in Lompoc that was 4 acres. Ended up getting shut down because some fucking salamander bullshit. But we had it going same time that they were getting going. That company's #1 on the extractions market. They sell over $200 million last year of product. Raw Garden. Right? Huh? They didn't start out the same family. The Roethlisbergers or whatever. The Roethlis.
Yeah, the same family.
Yeah.
QB Splendid Time.
So they started out not that though. They were fucking just another group. They got other people involved now. Because I remember when it wasn't that. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that you can produce as much as you want. The only thing is going to happen when you produce so much, what happens? The price goes down, like Raw Garden. And so there is yet to be a person to come out with the Raw Garden technique, with the Raw Garden method. There's nobody doing that for solventless. That's what I'm saying. Putting out that much product where it's fucking, you know what I mean? $200 million. Anybody below them is taken out of their pocket. If any other extract company grows, like Beazle Extracts, for instance, a buddy of mine that does BHO, we started the same time as a buddy of mine. We won our awards the same night, fucking 2012. And he has, his company's ranked, I think it was like 18th, and he's sold 20 or $30 million or whatever it was for the product. And he's nibbling at the heels of the Raw. And that's what he told me. He said, anything you're taking out of anything, you're taking out of Raw. Because Raw owns the market share. They own the largest market share. They're fucking selling more product out there, dabs, than any other company. So they're fucking dictating what those get sold for. They're the ones that set that $15 retail price. They sell it for 30 or whatever. I don't know what the price is at the shops for the BHO shit, but that's about, last I checked, is about what it is. And as much as nobody wants to fucking admit it, the solventless game is going to be affected by that BHO bullshit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because that's what a dab is, right? We're dabbing. So whether we dab BHO or not, it doesn't matter. It's the masses. And this is the organic movement. So from this point on, we grow this organic movement. We push this organic agenda on people because it's a better product. It's cleaner, safer for the environment, safer for the people extracting it. You don't need explosion proof rooms and all this crazy shit.
About that benzene and the propane?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's gnarly stuff in there. You're never getting all the parts per millions or parts per billions out, the PPBs. So when people are dabbing this stuff, they're dabbing gas and oils and other fucking components that are in there. I don't know because I don't do that shit. You know what I mean? And that's what's always scared the crap out of me. And so as we push this, and some people want to be snooty, tooty, fruity, dab dorks and be like, oh, you know, it has to be made this way. The bottom line is we're pushing the ice and water agenda. That's what it's about, solventless. I don't care about the other shit or any of the politics, right? We're here trying to push that. Just like the organic movement got pushed, where'd that go? Now everybody wants to eat healthier, eat clean, eat green. Why would you want to smoke shit? Right? Straight up. Why would you want to smoke shit? So this is the same thing. You're going to put inside your lungs. You know what I mean? You're burning it. You're vaping it. This isn't out there yet. This fucking shit, when you go to these dispensaries, there's nobody there talking and telling you about this. You get some young person or somebody that's couldn't do something else or wherever they're at because they're low paid, man. These people are low paid people at these poor spots, and they don't know that much. It's the uneducation. So we're still 3 to 5 years out for this education to get to the people. Imagine 3 to 5 years from now, we're going to look back on this day and go, yeah, dude, I was there with this dude, that dude, and look where they are now. That's why at the end of today, we're taking a group photo. You know what I mean? We're going to get everybody together so we can remember this shit. You know what I mean? This is going to go down. I want you guys to walk away with the tools to win. I'm not telling you stuff just to waste your time, man. If you've already heard all this and you know everything about solventless, then do us all a favor and save the seat. You know what I mean? Get a short ride home, you know? But if you soaking this game up, you're going to get paid from this. Straight up, that stringer tech, $100,000 tech right there. You motherfuckers could walk every fucking garden in the state and do that shit because ain't nobody fucking know this shit. You see what I'm saying? You're the stringer technician, consultant. And I'm here to test your fucking stringers, buddy. What you got on it? You know what I mean? That's what's up.
Only come in the morning.
Yeah, and I only come in the morning. And I gotta be there and you gotta have pizza for me too. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Huh. Hell, name who else got that tech down. You feel me? Bing! You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. I'm glad you guys are all here gonna soak this up. So, I'm going to show you guys, we're going to kick it off. I got everybody's attention here. Put on my handy dandies. No glove, no love. So you want to wear like a windbreaker type of material, not really a cotton type of material. You know, you usually blow it off. You have a special setup sitting there that you do this stuff in. So when you're leaning over something, you're not dropping shit in there. You're not dropping hairs in there. You're not sticking your hands in something because there's hairs and shit all over your body. You know what I mean? And on my face. You know what I mean? And so you want to make sure that you're being as good as you can with all the tech as we start to get the drizzle now. I like it. All right, so there's many different ways to wash. You can wash by hand with an oar and a tub. You can wash with the washing machine like this one here. Or you can buy an expensive one. They sell them real, up to like 200-gallon vats. You know what I mean? And my friends make them. They sell them for like 40 grand. It gets pricey. You can buy 10 of these, and it does the same amount, right? For the people that want to get in on it, 10 of these for $2,000 or so. Depends on where you get them, right? They have many different names on them, but they're all the same. Okay? These are all the same machine. They have Bubble Magic, Bubble Now, Bubble Eater, Bubble this, fucking Magic that, whatever. We pop a hole in the front here, and we don't use this hole here. We take that thing off. Handy dandy. Cut that motherfucker clean off. Right over there. And then we're gonna pull this fucking panel off the back here, which we've already done. My partner Lou Dog, I think, did that one. And we're going to cut this fucking piece off here. All these guts right here hold too much bacteria, contamination. It's too hard to clean. Okay, you can't get in this pump and clean this pump. You can't get in this ripply line and clean this ripply line when it gets full of hash and stuck up with shit. You feel me? So this is no good, okay? We're going to take this little piece off here. I'm going to show you how to take this damn off, and I got a piece right here that I put on, okay? Little valve, little handy dandy right here. Okie dokie. And so we're going to take this valve, we're going to spit it through this damn thing. Or at least I hope I was. Let's see. So you stick it through the front right here. You're going to plumb it right onto this bung. Basically, it's self-explanatory. I just want to kind of go through this with you guys so you guys understand. Because you can pull this off and you can clean the drum and you can clean the inside, right? A lot easier. You can sanitize this thing. You can pull this off, pull the head off. It's basically an inside drum with a spinner bottom, okay? And so you're going to pull that spinner head off and clean underneath it. You pull that blue spinner thing out, and you clean underneath it. You clean the drum. Okay, you make sure everything's clean, right? Underneath this lip, always is a fucking booger eater spot right there. And today, I'm not gonna fucking do it, but there's an overflow right here, and we usually cut it and cap there too. I just didn't have the cap, so I'm just gonna run it with just the snorkel. It's basically like, if you use the system, it would like overflow. We don't need it because we're just using the drum and the spinner. We want the agitation, right? We want it to be easy and clean, so we can clean it really easy. I'm gonna put this fucking hose clamp on here.
How often do you clean it?
About every damn run. You know what I mean?
With what exactly?
I mean, so there's like a bio cleaner that you can put in and actually run the machine. It'll actually clean all the shit. But we just fucking sanitize the whole damn thing, pull it all off, scrub it with a lot of rubbing alcohol or like fucking yeah, exactly.
And then you just run it with water after you like did it with all
Yeah, make sure you rinse whenever you're using like especially rubbing alcohol to clean anything. You want to make sure you're fucking rinsing the fucking surfaces because it leaves a fucking film and it'll actually make you fail tests and shit. It's like fucking bad for you. You don't want to fucking consume none of that shit. So here we'll just put this bung on here. How many people have done this before? Yeah? Put the bung on here like this and plumbed it out? How many people have plumbed this out like this?
You ever had a variable speed controller?
I was just gonna get to that. I didn't bring one down today, but you can even put a dimmer switch on this and like slow it down and fucking candy it out if you want. Be softer, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can do all that. You know what I mean? There's many ways to skin the cat. Thank you so much for saying that too.
Yes, sir.
And that extra piece you're putting on right there, that's all custom?
Yeah, I just fucking go get the fittings from the store and fucking plumb it in. You want to get food grade. You know what I mean? If you can get everything food grade, they make a certification. Even on these trash cans, there's like it's like a what is it, NFC or whatever, NSF. Yeah, that little fucking symbol, the little triangle symbol. You want to make sure it has that shit on there. The white. So if you're using like hoses and shit too, like a lot of the time, the white ones. You guys seen those white hoses? Like the white with the blue stripe on the side?
Yeah.
Those are like, those are food grade. Right? You know, big dog. They're like for the RV and shit, for when you go camping or whatever. Those are all like food grade lines if you guys have any questions on that. You can clean all this shit, pull it all off. Cool. Fuck yeah, died just in time. Woo! You know what it is? Bow! That's winning, baby! Alright, so we're going to line the bags. I'm just going to line these bags. I'm going to actually fill the machine and get everything fucking filled up and then line the bags. But I want to rinse this thing out real quick, and I'm going to show you guys the inside, and we'll bust the side off, because ultimately, alright, so there's two little fins on the inside I didn't get to show you. There's these little side flaps. You pull them off, they don't come like this. See these right here? They come with this little flap and a little filter. It's a bunch of garbage. You just take it all off, okay?
You put plexiglass over it or anything?
Nah, who said that? No. You do? You fucking fill that thing in?
Yeah, it'd be some plexiglass so that
It doesn't
have
catch?
something to, for the stuff to go in and hit.
Yeah,
you know,
and it
fucking-
catches the bags. It's the only flaw too. If you don't, that's a good ass idea. I don't do that. That's good tech right there.
Yeah, you just cut two pieces of plexiglass.
But you still gotta pull it off and then get back there.
No, we glue them all in.
You glue them all in?
So you don't even have to worry about getting back there anymore. You just glue them all in.
Motherfucker, dude. You guys catch that? I love learning. I love learning. That's good tech right there.
Wait, so what
So,
you
Yeah, see that in
Put it back down.
He's saying put, there's like a
See,
fin
there's
right
a
here.
block back there. You can just put pieces of plexiglass back there, and then it'll keep stuff from going back there, and it'll keep it from your bag catching it.
Because your bag, the only flaw with this design right here, with
That's
these
the only
machines,
obstruction that you
If
have.
it catches it, probably rips it or
I
something.
run without
catches
a
it.
bag
So
too most
when
of the
you
time.
run the fuckers, right, when you run these damn things over and over and over, they're just gonna eat your bags. And your bags are $100, right, you guys? Unless you're getting a deal on them and you buy a lot, like we get a good deal,
Right,
we buy a lot more.
Just
and
like
fucking shit.
anything.
But if you're going to buy these bags, they're like $100 each work bag. You know what I mean? So it adds up. You're just like, dude, you know what I mean? It becomes a lot.
So you essentially made a sleeve for the inside out of plexiglass.
Two little like
Cool.
squares like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They fit right in there perfect.
Okay.
And you cut them perfect. You barely have to glue any section around because you just cut the plexiglass perfect. And you glue them in, and it makes the vortex nicer because that's an obstruction for the vortex.
Oh yeah.
To make the vortex not as clean, so you'll notice the vortex will be better at the top. The wave will be nicer.
So
Like
that's
a
all
cone.
the ridges on the inside.
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah, that's where everything goes in, and it creates this like swirling.
So you're just
If
filling
you
all the
watch in there,
ridges.
yeah, exactly. You just fill the void. You'll look at them yourself. You guys will be able to tell when you look at it yourself. You'll just see the two areas. You'll go, oh wow, I should just put plexiglass right there.
Yeah.
And so you'll just cut a piece that fits in there perfectly and glue it in, and then it'll make your vortex cleaner, and it'll make it to where it's easier to deal with everything all around.
That's tight, and it doesn't leak. And you don't have to clean it or no bacteria.
Now,
back
if you
there
cut the
either.
piece of plexiglass perfect,
Perfect.
and you glue it
in.
perfect.
What are you using to glue it?
There's some clear silicone fish tank.
Like
fish-
epoxy?
It was
Like
fish
a-
tank.
with the gun?
It was for
Yeah.
fish tank silicone.
Nice. Silicone for the fish tank.
Yeah, that's what it was. Clear fish tank silicone.
Why do they
they
keep making them with ridges inside?
This is not made for hash.
It's meant to wash your clothes.
No, but
Yeah, this is like a European washer, like for army fatigues,
Yeah.
military fatigues, and shit like that. Yeah.
Stuff your wife doesn't want in the laundry machine.
Yeah, big time.
So
So-
I'm working in your car.
I'm gonna throw through some fucking water,
Magic bubble magic.
rinse this thing out real quick, blow it out,
Yeah,
and then
$200.
fill it up and fucking get it rocking.
I think it's necessary to insulate the machine enough.
Thank you, cuz.
I do.
Motherfucker did my job. As you, cuz.
They,
So these are the pieces you pull out. So basically an identical cutout of this same damn thing is what he's saying, and then gluing it in there with the fucking epoxy to seal that up. Yeah, that's a pretty good ass idea. I like that.
yeah, see, that's the size. That's the size of it.
Yeah.
That's
You
exactly
use
the
this
size
for a
of the
stencil,
plexiglass.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly the size of the plexiglass you make. You make it to where they even kind of notch in just like that.
Just like
Because
that.
you'll give the little things for them to click in and
Yeah.
everything, and you'll just make it to where it's silicone so it don't leak. And you don't have to deal with it no more.
And then you don't got to deal with the shit. It's a pain in
That's
the
that
ass.
like a filter kind of deal where they set it up.
Because
for
this in
washing
the
clothes.
bottom of the spinner is like the worst fucking parts. Is all the little crevices. The bottom of the spinner has all these little fucking pieces you got to get. It's fucking nightmare. But you'll experience that when it comes to that time. Just make sure you're not a dork and you go into there and you clean those things. You know, damn near every time you fucking use it. Make sure every day you run it. You can run multiple cycles. When you're done running that shit, make sure you're cleaning the shit. You know what I mean? Okay, that's. If you're not, dude, you're gonna come back to a fucking nightmare, and you're gonna be fucking kicking yourself in the ass for not taking care of your business properly, right?
Yeah, you'll never be able to get it out.
Yes.
If you let it dry in there with like air dry,
Fucking nightmare.
no matter what, it turns into like hard little pieces in there. You rub it down all in it, they'll pop out later
Yeah.
in your hash. And they'll be all black.
Yeah, big time. All black fucking chunks everywhere.
Black dots from hell.
I ain't got no fucking filtration system, so usually you got a fucking like a 5-stage filtration system, like a UV light sterilizer. That's really what you want, okay? Reverse osmosis water, okay? 5 stages plenty. If you know water or you know filtration, you know what I'm talking about. If not, hit up Hydrologic, makes fucking cool equipment that, you know, will put off enough water for most average hash makers nowadays. If you need more water, Cousin's got a filtration system that we recommend. It's, you know, about $6,000 is the up jump. I don't know the name of that fucking thing offhand, but yeah, it's just water is a big deal, and ice. So when you're seeing this, you can see I can do a demo up here. When you start scaling up your size of your stuff. Hello. Oh heck yeah, no problem. I'm sorry. No, cool beans. Enjoy. Yeah, you're good. I'm sorry. Yeah. Heck yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. Hell yeah. That's rad. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Where was I? Fucking
Ice.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, guys. Scaling up and doing more, you're going to use more square footage. Okay? And, you know, you're going to need a proper sized ice machine that's going to put out, you know, X amount of 1,000 pounds a day. And you're gonna need a bigger fucking scaled RO system that's like that one pumps on demand, like that motherfucker's like a garden hose. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking gnarly. It's not a hydrologic little $1,000 unit. It's a lot more money though. You know what I mean? So you can run your RO and stockpile it in tanks, things like that. All that equipment is gonna take up space, and that's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, go ahead.
What system do you use?
What's that?
Like the one you're just talking about is more expensive, but
I don't have the name offhand. I'll get that to you. Just give me at the next break. Pizza. Yeah. So you know, water, ice, obviously your agitation, and then your freeze dryers. This is another common bottleneck. These are a few $1,000s a piece. You know, you'll have X amount depending on your water, you know, ratio. Like if you have X amount of wash, you're going to go into X amount of freeze dryer. You know what I mean? And in order to every day you want to pull down for a larger scale grows and shit, you're going to want to pull down X amount. Going to want to wash X amount. You're only going to have so much freezer space. You're going to get the cycle where you're scaling each component to fit the whole fucking operation. Does that make sense? And if one gets too small for the other or whatever, then it becomes a bottleneck for your shit. You know, you'll either be struggling for dryer space, struggling for freezer space, or you can't agitate quick enough. Those are common things that, right? I mean, that most people are fucking come across. But once you dial it down, you're really good.
Brandon, freeze dryer versus regular freezer.
A freeze dryer
Freeze dryer
versus
just regular.
For an air dry.
versus a microplane.
No, just like throwing your stuff in the freezer. Your material.
The material, your plant mass.
Yeah, like your fresh frozen.
You put it into the freezer,
Yeah.
and then you put it into the washer. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking like, okay, so
Do you want to put green mass in there?
I'm just asking.
You can do that. It'll
Okay.
dry the bud.
All right, so
And then you can. Somebody was saying earlier that they agitated it after they freeze dried some buds.
Yeah.
You
I
is
said
the-
that.
what
You
is
did
the
that.
freeze
Right,
I
dryer?
right.
tried to do it to a strain that wouldn't wash very well,
Yeah.
and I was thinking maybe it might
Yeah.
help stabilize
Ah.
the trichome cell a little bit, like
Yeah.
drying it in the air.
Yeah.
Maybe it would
Where
make
does
it
that
dry.
come
Didn't
into
matter.
Yield.
cycle, I
It
guess?
didn't help the yield at all.
Nothing. Yeah.
At the end.
That's a
So I
trip.
tried it.
Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering if you ever put your fresh frozen in the freeze dryer, but you don't.
No.
You put it in the regular freezer.
In the freezer, and then you get it cold and frozen, and then you put it in the washing machine.
That's for finishing.
Yeah,
This
that
is
would
for
dry
drying.
it. Like,
This
it'd
is
be like
drying.
dried
See,
flour.
and that's why I hate to talk about this thing yet, because this is another part of it. I don't want to get anybody confused about this yet. We're going to come across this.
Thank you.
Right now, we're going to go into the fucking washing. Hand agitation, machine agitation, right? We just talked about that. It's different strokes for different folks. You know, some operations, they fucking sit there and they gaggle over a fucking tub, and they sit there and they fucking oar in a cold room, and they got like 4 dudes in there fucking oaring. Like they're fucking sailing across the fucking Atlantic. You know what I mean? Like they're fucking Vikings and shit. You're just like, but bro, why you gotta do that, bro? Why don't you just do some other shit? You know what I mean? You're like, it just kind of gets me. I don't know, you know, because I whooped their ass. Their shit sucks still. You know what I mean? Why the fucking they gotta go do all that extra and then tell everybody like, oh, well, this is hand agitated. You know, you're just like, bro, come on with all the extra shit. You know, like that's somebody who doesn't grow weed too. Growers don't let non-growers, some fucking Star Wars dab nerd, tell you that you fucking that you know about the weed and the thing. Come on, dog, about your little, you know, Gucci boots with the fur shit. You know what I mean? We're getting down to the hash and the pressing and the washing and real man shit. And I know them little bitty ass arms ain't over there fucking doing that. You got somebody else doing that shit. You know what I mean? Don't fucking play me. You know what I mean? So, all right. That's how I feel about the hand wash versus the machine wash. It's just not necessary, right? I mean, Big
Yeah,
Dog.
I definitely.
We have an Emerald Cup winner here too, Big Dog, right? Champione, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I won twice with.
Big Dog, I've been sweeping that shit up for years with this shit. This is
We
what I'm
know.
telling you, what I'm showing you today. is what that gets their asses whooped. You know what I mean? It's the other stuff. I spent a long time talking about the growing, the hash, the selection. I brought plants down. I showed you the resin types. That's the important shit. When it comes down and that little dork's over there scrubbing the dirty underwear in the washing machine, that part don't matter as much as what the other dude just did for 8 months. You know what I mean? You can't downplay that dude right there. Is what the middleman wants to downplay the dude. You got the hash dorks trying to downplay the dude. You know what I mean? The bottom line is that dude's a dying breed, and that dude's the dude doing the work. The grower, the motherfucker growing the resin. You know what I mean? Beautiful. Smell that fucking rain? I love this shit. Alright, I'm gonna close the valve. He's back down here. Forgive the ruggedness here. We got the other one. Worker. Get this thing fucking taken care of. I like to load the fucker in the freezer. You know what I'm talking about, Brett?
Keep everything cold.
Keep everything cold. Make sure that when you're touching everything, that your hands are warm. So when you're touching something that's been cold, and this shit's been chopped and live and wet the whole time, it's never been out of the freezer for more than 25 minutes off the plant. You know what I mean? Well, this is as live and as essence as it gets. You know what I mean? And fucking when we're talking about like the plant, so you can't fucking pull this shit out, leave it on the table, pull it out somewhere, or do this or that, or fucking, you know, you're gonna damage it. You know, you're messing up your process. Everything's cold. The spoon's got to be cold when you scoop it. The water's cold when you pump it. You know what I mean? That right there, that's going to be to clean out the hash and spray the shit. How'd that back feel? You know what I mean? Like that? Yeah. Yeah, baby. So, you know, everything's got to be cold, the whole process, okay? The warmest shit's going to be your hand, and you don't want to touch the shit, because you'll notice fresh frozen is going to be, like, sticky everywhere. It's a live, wet mess. You know what I mean? So, today, we don't have an ice machine, but we have a little market in town. And they appreciate the business of y'all fine folks today, too. You know what I mean, by the way. And we got ice from there. We're going to load this fucking thing up.
You want your ice to be the same water quality. You want your ice to be the same
Yeah,
quality.
and so this is the deal. Is this ice and these fucking plants, they come with like, they have like 9-stage filtration systems. The ice from where you're going to like Costco or Walmart and all these, this is good fucking ice. They got really clean ice, right? I mean,
Yeah, do you mind about the shape of their ice though?
yeah, bigger the better. So you find small shit, kind of like, this is like some shaly stuff, which is cool, but still, it's kind of thin. You know what I mean? You want it to be pure and cleaner, the better. You see a little fogginess? That's a little bit of impurities. You want it to be like glass, like that. No foggy at all. Pure water is like fucking clean. Pure as a driven snow, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know. So this ice is cool, but with a better filtration system and people that manage their fucking filters and they fucking take care of their shit, you can get the ice a lot better. You know what I mean? You can get your water a lot better, right? Go ahead.
Do people make their own water? I mean, their own ice from their own water?
Yeah. Some people, they go that far. You know what I mean? They don't either.
How intense you want to be over
You get an ice
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I make all my own ice.
Because the bottom line is you're just. What's the worst that's going to happen? You get the clean ice and, oh, you don't like that ice? You feel like you need to make your own ice because you have to buy more often? That's like the only downfall is it melts faster. You have to add more, you know, so it's a pull out, it's a drain. It's just, so I see the need or want to do that. I don't do that. I don't make my own ice cube and trays. And, fucking swear to God, some people will fill up a fucking, sorry, I'll leave this open. Some people will fill up a fucking freezer and leave it fucking with the ice cube trays in there and just fill them up with their own trays, make their own RO water, and then they let it freeze and then they'll just pull them out and go clink into. But I mean, those are people that don't grow. They wash one little machine. They fucking, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking about producing product, and then we're talking about how far you want to nitpick. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like, did the dude put on deodorant today? He might taint my hash. You know what I mean? Is it organic? You know?
Is it vegan? Not
Yeah, Is it
organic.
vegan?
It needs to be vegan.
Yeah, yeah. Is there peanuts in there? I don't know. I might be allergic. You know what I mean? Watch out.
So it's like ice. So it's more about the size of the ice and the shape, or if you're buying like a
Yeah, it's
commercial
not
grade,
like a
ice
shape.
maker,
It's about the fucking cold and the piece. I don't really
grade
feel.
ice maker brand
Yeah,
you'd
that's what
recommend,
it is.
or like a certain like
No.
how many pounds per day?
I have an ice machine.
Ice machine.
Yeah. And it puts off a smaller cube, but it's an ice machine. It makes
I
ice.
think that too much. Okay.
It doesn't make me more. You know what I mean? Right? Um,
16,000 gallons. Like,
hell yeah.
If you get the room temperature down enough, can you stop using ice?
If you can get good question. A buddy of mine right now is running with no ice, but he has a jacketed vessel that fucking he's getting so cold with this fucking what's it called, the liquid fucking whatever they for BHO,
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about this. I didn't
the chiller, yeah, the chiller shit,
Yeah, that's
glycol shit, yeah. So they got this chill. I don't use it because it's a BHO thing. You know, now I want to get the thing because I'm like, yeah, ooh, 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 ooh. You know what I mean? Like I need that. You know what I mean? But so they got this fucking jacketed vessel that's fucking sleeved, and they put this chilled fucking glycol shit in there with this big pump and this chiller, and my boy's not even using ice. He's just chilling it so damn cold, huh?
The Icon machine. if you're
Yeah,
talking
the
about.
Icon machine. Yeah, my friend Ashley makes those.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out Ice Extract
Yeah.
Equipment. We're running their bags today. Yeah.
He give you 10% discount code if you type in.
Yeah, actually, she did. She did give me a discount code. She offered me it. I'll give it to you guys later. If you guys want any ice extract equipment, she told me she'd give me the code or whatever. So for the people that come and attend and everything, they wanted to come and bring a machine. It's just they're busy as fuck. They couldn't make it. Everybody had 1,000 excuses, except for you motherfuckers made time. Some of you even tried to get out of it, and I had to tell you, fuck you, cocksucker. I'm coming off the hill too. Don't act like, oh, I got work to do. All right, fuck. I'm a big dog. You know. 220 zipper bag versus raw dog in the material. This is a good topic right here. Inside, we have an agitation bag. We put it in a bag. We put the material in the bag. Some people don't like to fucking have the material in the bag and they'll just raw dog it. They think they get a better yield or whatever, right? I think, it's a personal preference, I think that the ice and the nug, think of two ice cubes going like this and then the nug between, right? Or you put the fucking material inside of a tea bag with ice around it. See what I'm saying? That's why I'm a fan of the bag. I don't think that it fucking beats up the material as much as straight raw dogging it. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Raw dog is
I like
dirty too,
raw dog.
right?
Yeah, raw dog, dirty
Get
up.
that thing
Yeah, dude. And then when you go do that, bro, it's a fucking mess to clean up. It's a fucking nightmare.
Especially if you don't have those plates in there.
Oh, bro, it's a fucking
If you don't
nightmare.
got those, you're done.
Yeah,
Is
it's
the
a
amount
nightmare.
the machine can hold different whether you do it raw or in the bag?
What's that?
Is the amount of flour fresh frozen the machine can hold, like wash at a time, different whether you use a work bag or raw?
I don't really run raw. So,
Yeah, you
I
can run more.
I was gonna say, I bet you can run a hell of a lot more
Yeah,
because
you
it's a
can
volume
Maxing
thing.
out on what it is.
It's a volume thing. Sorry, guys, I'm burping on my drink and shit. It's a volume thing, brother. You know what I mean? It's like the water will only hold so much. Hold your sec. I want to explain this. Hold the question. I want your question. All right? Thank you, brother. The water can only hold so much. It's the mop theory. Okay? If you got a fucking bucket of water and you're mopping a floor, you stick that mop in that motherfucker and you pull it out and you start mopping that floor with it like that and go put it back in the bucket, the water's dirty. It's extracted what's on the mop. It has a saturation point. So if you take that mop back out and you keep mopping and you put it back in the bucket, what happens? The fucking water gets dirtier. You put it on the floor again and do that 5 more times, there's going to reach a point when you're putting more on the floor than you're taking off. You understand what I'm saying? Water can't hold endless amounts. That's mainly why you do different pulls, okay? Right? If you do different pulls, then you're fucking able to separate that. Yeah, exactly. And you're cleaning the water so that way it can hold more hash. Otherwise, when you pull it out, You keep running that machine for fucking how long? You're not gonna get more hash, bro. The water can only hold so much. It can't hold more than what it can hold. I don't know what it can hold, but that's all it can hold. I'm not the water, you know what I mean? But it can hold some shit, and then it reaches a saturation point and it won't hold no more. And then it releases it. It's mop on the floor, okay? The dirty mop theory. So you pull it, you clean the water with the strings, you take the hash out of the water, you put the water back in, you run it, you pull more out. It's so that's that. Any questions, Big Dog?
What about putting ice in the water tank? Is that not good? Or?
I don't believe in that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Way back in the day, we pulled that shit. You know what I mean? Like we were doing a bunch of different shit. You know what I mean? We were pioneering. You know what I mean? Yeah, we don't do it no more. Yeah, I don't put ice in the bag. If you're gonna do that, you might as well just raw dog it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What temperature room are you working in?
Good question. So most air conditioners will work down to like 60 degrees. And so you can get like these units, these like CoolBot units that attach to an AC that overrides the AC, most like window unit ACs, and you can get rooms down. Or you can attach them to like mini splits and get the rooms down. And so I like to work in a comfortable room, not like I'm in a walk-in cooler at fucking 34 degrees type shit. You know what I mean? Because face it, you know, like it's gonna dry on that shelf, and that shelf's gonna be above freezing. And the resin's stable until about like, it'll stay pretty good for like at 45 for a while. You know, and when you start to get above 45 degrees on the fucking resin, it starts to fucking congeal, settle, right? So I like to keep the room 45, 50. You know what I mean? Oh, you know.
I agree.
If you're fast with your scooping and you're fast with your movements and you know what you're doing, then you can control that. You know what I mean? Keeping shit cold and wet. So that's the main fucking things. This is rad, isn't it? Love this shit.
Like perfect.
Fucking Northern California, baby. Yeah. Humidity don't matter because you're putting it in the water. Yeah. Only matters moisture when it comes down to the drying phase, and you dry it and you pull it back out. You don't really want it to be wet like this. I'm gonna pull a tray out today, but not really the ideal. I wish I was a little cooler and drier.
So what would
Wet
you
right
say
now.
you would want your humidity for your room for pulling free? Well, we can talk about that later. Pull
Yeah.
stuff out for you guys.
I mean, yeah, the exact thing.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Thank
I
you,
don't
big
wanna
dog. I
change
appreciate it. Temperatures, water-ice ratio. It's different with the temperature. Okay, like if you guys are if it's colder in your room, whatever temperatures your rooms are at, or wherever you're running. Hold on, big dog. Give me a second. Anybody seen this one? You guys seen that one?
No, I have. No, I have not. Where do we get those?
I got mine.
Where do I get one of those?
I got a couple in the back. They're like different sizes. Yeah, I see you over there, little cold. Sorry, guys. We're back to the temperature. Yeah, later. He can suffer. You know what I mean? Let him suffer some more.
Ice water.
Yeah, water to ice ratio, the room's temperature, the water temperature that you got coming from. Because if you got it coming out your RO, this is a good one. Water going into your RO and coming out your RO works at an optimum temperature. Okay, now we're getting into other shit. You have to know a lot of shit with hash, not just hash. Okay, your equipment has to be run proper. So when you have an RO, it's like 68, 72 degrees, somewhere in there. But when you put your shit in your machine, you don't want that cold. So you gotta either chill it, cool it down, put it in, chill it with ice, something like that. So it's gonna be different for everybody, how they're storing, what they're doing with their fucking water and their ice, and how they're doing their shit, right? About fucking 2 pounds is what I put in. Yeah, I don't put too much. You know, if you
What
put,
would you say for like a 44-gallon trash can? How much would be good to stir in one of those?
you can do like fuck 25,000
25,000 grams.
fresh frozen wet grams. Yeah,
Thank you.
but you can pull more.
Yeah.
Just keep pull it out, clean it. You know your bags, and then put the bags, and then agitate more, and you'll pull more.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you don't just these dorks are like first press or first pull.
Yeah.
Second pole, and that's it, or you know whatever their gimmick is that they're trying to sell you on, big dog. It's fucking horse feathers, bro.
Yeah, no,
That's feather knuckle, big dog. That's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? That's so.
You mix like first through third, first through fourth, all of it.
No.
Or...
You still separate,
Yeah.
but don't believe all the gimmicks that they're
No,
telling
yeah,
you on their
100%,
shit.
I already know
Okay?
that,
Yeah. You do the work.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay? Don't let somebody else's work define you.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Anybody else? Questions? Cool. I'll fucking fill this thing up. I got, what, 1 bag in there so far? And I cut the mustard? Oh, I got 2. I got 2, that's right. Oh, you son of a bitch. Whole fucking bag, too. Don't do that.
You say 2 pounds, do you mean like 900 grams, or do you mean 2 pounds like?
Yeah, this is what I was going to do today. I want to show everybody what it is here. This is some fresh frozen material here. I want to show everybody what it is. Take it, pass it around, man. You don't need to sit there.
Hey,
All over it.
Hey, is your 2 pounds? Is it 900 grams?
See?
You
Good.
put in that
So
machine?
that's what you would put in right away, right?
This right here, I'm going to grab the bag.
You wouldn't break that up in any way.
No, this is already broke down. This is already ready. This right here is about
I
a
want to know if
2
he
pound bag.
put some
Yes, sir.
900
There's
grams
another
of
one, that
fresh
one's
frozen,
smaller.
or if
That
he
one's
put
smaller back there.
2,200 pounds.
Okay?
I think you said like 2 pounds
This is
of
an
frozen.
equivalent of about a half a
Yeah,
pound
yeah.
of meat.
900 grams? Yeah.
This is
Exactly.
equivalent of about a half
Right,
pound
That's what he
of
means.
meat.
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah. Dude, I picked up I picked up a bunch of shit.
Yeah, so this is an ounce of beef.
I picked up a salad.
California ounce of beef.
California ounce of
California ounce. All right, everybody good? You guys see the bag? This is sun grown right here. This is sun grown. This is grown with no plastic. You know what I mean? We grew that under the sun.
You don't do light depth, you do just full sun.
This is full sun. We do depth too. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Is it higher yield for outdoor versus, greenhouse versus?
I just fucking here. Get back. They all seen it, right? All right. It's all good. Let them sniff the sack. You know what I mean? Let them slurp your turd. Sack sniffers.
Brandon, so you don't really notice a difference, right? The Rio cells. From outdoor, right?
At least for my personal.
Now I need a fucking chair too, dude. I didn't even think about that. I should have probably.
I prefer
My little short ass fucking got to get up in there. You know what I mean? Gauge exactly how much fucking water.
You want this back in your...
Yeah. Put that back there. Yeah, it's all good. So usually you get like however you fucking rig it up. You know what I mean? People like this. Froze the fucking zipper. Fucking tight, dude. You guys ever do that? I sat there and gummed it up with you guys too long and like fucking shot my gums on it. Alright, jump the gun. Put the water in first, so I'm gonna put the water in on this side here.
Yeah, like the socks, yeah.
watch it fucking sweep them too, dog. Watch this. It's gonna be nuts on the nostril season. This is the first installment on the road to the Emerald Cup. You know what I mean? Dropping nuts on them all year. All right, cool. Get that at least under the water. Get it soaking. So if you get your own little setup, you can have your own little plumbing go to this shit. It's fucking bitchin', man. You can really like dial it in so you're not like muscling shit around. Here.
More ice.
Let it soak for a second. Chill out.
How long do you let it soak?
That's what I was gonna get at. Good question.
How long do you let it soak now? 'Cause you gotta let it
Soften up.
So we do about 15 minutes, you know what I mean, on the fresh frozen soak. If you do dry material though, right, some people are gonna just wash dry trim, dry nug, dry whatever. You wanna do like, 25, 30 minute soak on that. Get it more soggy, get it livened up, get it wet, get the resin head cold, so that way it just breaks right off. If you fucking turn the shit on too soon, you're gonna have crunchy dust, basically. If you turn this machine off right now, the weed's frozen so much that it's gonna turn to dust, and you get a whole bunch of green shit, and it just fucks your shit all up. It's not what you want to do. Okay, you want to wait and let it soak.
What's
Yes,
your
sir.
ratio again?
Ice to water,
Water, ice.
water to ice. I mean, you just seen I put about 7-8 gallons in there. You know what I mean? And 4 bags. It depends. Yeah, because you're gonna add more or less water and ice depending on how cold your water is, right? What type of ice you have, how fast it melts. You know what I mean? Those are different things that are, dependent upon where you're getting your fucking ice from. What you guys got going on with all that? You know what I mean? How were you storing your water? Is your water chilled before it already drops in? What's you doing? You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. And that goes with like dialing in a big setup. Okay? Because with scaling up, you're just going to add more. You need a bigger reverse osmosis. You need more water storage. You know what I mean? You need more freeze dryers, more washing machines, right? That's how you're scaling up. You know what I mean? If you're not going to use these, get a big vessel. 43,000 ice extracts. Fucking hit them up. Tell them Third Gen sent you. They got the discount promo code. Fucking hit the 1-800 number on the bottom of the screen. You know what I mean? But this is a fine method. These machines work. They're tried and true. I've whooped many ass with these. You know what I mean? And you'll reach a point though when you're, and I see it soon, having 1 or 2 200-gallon fucking stainless steel beauties right there. You know, call it Beauty and the Beast. You know what I mean? Anybody else? Questions?
Yeah.
Anybody got the time so that way we can scale when we're fucking flipping this shit on?
Any negative to oversaturation? Like you said, 15 minutes. What if you let it go for
I
an
mean,
hour?
you can pull it out. Oversaturation, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess it gets warm. The water gets warm.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of in suspended animation at this point. So you got a little bit of a leeway. You can drag your ass if you're a slow motherfucker and, or whatever, you're doing this or that. But, some people are going to go, and that's why I wanted this more hands-on, because some people want to do a smaller little run. Some people want to know how the fuck am I going to get my crop down? And fucking how am I going to be able to proceed in the future? So there's a couple different people that are going to be looking at this today and deciding what paths they're going to take. You see what I'm saying? I hope that helps. Yeah. Well, what guys are ready to get? A 220 micron. The square ones? Yeah, those are cool. I just have a bad situation with the corners. And because I don't put my panels in there like this man does, they catch the corners, and the round bags don't ever catch. They just kind of go in. It's like a big sock. Yeah, it's a tube one. And when you unzip it, they just plop right out, dude. It's real awesome. The worst one is the bolt bag one that has all the corners. The pyramid one, oh my God, bro. Those ones I blow through. No knocking the guy. He's a fucking awesome dude, but the bag needs a redesign. He has the best zipper in the game. Like, I've loved the zipper thing that and they've adapted that to the round one now, which is cool. But, it's personal preference. Like I said, look into the companies, because not all mesh is created the same. Remember what I was talking about earlier with the different waves in the mesh? So,
Which mesh goes with
which brand?
the round bag you said you like the T1
Yeah, it's like there's a couple different companies that make it.
What bag do you prefer for the wash? For the
I like to be honest, I like Bubble Man's 220. The 220, the sock that he makes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're fucking hard to get in California. You know what I mean? Because the import from like Nepal
Yeah,
or some
he
shit.
has them made.
Yeah, it has it made there. You know what I mean? From Nepal, so they're really heady. Yeah. Mila also. You know, Mila is accredited. This lady I named my daughter after. She's accredited with the making of those. You know, her and I believe one of her friends. And I think she's like the head dog and all that. I think.
Oh yeah.
I believe is
100%.
she's
She's the one that invented that.
yeah, she's the one. She told me that she had a vision of her making hash in the river, and so she took all the weed down to the river and fucking agitated it in the river in stream and caught the fucking hash in a big sock downstream, and they pull it out like that, like fishing.
Mila's the best.
Yeah, savage.
She also was smoking a joint watching her washing machine going one day. And she's the first person to ever put weed in a washing machine. And she watched her clothes getting washed while she's smoking a joint and said, what if I put my weed in there?
Yeah, big time.
And she's the one who thought about putting weed in a washing
In a
machine.
washing
for the
machine.
First time ever.
Yeah, that's savage, dude. She's a really cool, nice lady, too. Large washing techniques. Now it's time to go over large techniques. There's some of you guys that were here wanted to know about washing more material. And I want to answer your questions right now if you guys have any about vessels, how to stage them, what the procedure is. I got this whiteboard right here. I'm going to clean this thing off. Draw up some fucking sample rooms real quick. You know what I mean? Draw up some ideas and stuff like that too. Does anybody have any questions or have any on how to do that? You guys pretty much got it now?
How to scale would you go?
How to scale. Okay. There we go. All right. So, if you are going to fucking run more of these, right, you're going to have to run a bigger bag set, right, which would fit inside here or so, or a 44 or so, right? They make different brands, different this and that. Every so many machines, you're going to need another set. So, I can usually run about 8 machines off of one set of bags.
Which size set?
The 20-gallon set.
20 gallons.
Yeah, you know what I mean. If you run, so I like to do it like 4, right, and then another 4, boom, or however you're gonna do it, right, and you can fucking pipe them out. If you plumb them all together, it's a lot more fittings, a lot more hash trappage. You want to create a short spigot so it just plops right on your thing. You can clean the drum, you can clean your shit out. If you fucking try to get too fancy with all this shit in the manifolding, you're fucking it up. You're doing too much, okay? That's why those big agitators, they're like a big old fucking drum with these big legs that come off of it, and it's got a big top on it, and fucking it's got a brain on the side that fucking just reads it out, and it has a fucking spinner in the bottom. It's got like a fucking arm just like this, but on the side of it right here, it looks like a little ding dong that just comes out and they just fucking pipe it right out. The bottleneck right now with the whole agitation process is the bags. You can get big of these, more of these, but you still got to put your hash through a bag, okay? And how you can get around some of this stuff is putting some in a 5-gallon bucket, right? Line your sets of bags here, line your sets of bags. Hook a concrete mixer to the side, strap it off on the back. Have you guys, anybody done this before?
With the vacuum too.
With the vacuum too, and pull it,
Yeah.
right? And so if you actually fucking rattle this, you can pull through more hash as it's going. They make something called a Russell Sinex. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of those. Russell Sinex, what is that? Whisper Tech uses them. That big unit that fucking vibrates like this.
Whistler Tech.
That's not Whistler Tech, dog. That's equipment for sifting grains and sand and fucking rice and everything else.
Yeah.
They fucking adapted that unit.
Yeah,
It's called a Russell Sinex. And it's the same thing as the hash bags, it just separates it with metal microns through the unit. So you can go and spin and get a bigger unit and rattle it down and put it in a cold room and fucking pump your shit through it. And you can set up a bigger separation system too, because we're just separating through micron. This is not new to the fucking world. No, we create the micron bag, you know what I mean? It's just, this is new to the world. The process is that unit is used for grain and sand and flour and everything else already. You know what I mean? So here we go. The vessels, boom, boom, or boom, into your bags. You either are going to need to have more sets of bags. Okay, so you may have come down into multiple sets of these. Because what's going to happen is the screen can only catch so much before it's like, holy shit, the water's not draining. It's clogged. You know, it's so much hash. So you gotta scoop it out, put more in. Same thing, water can only hold so much. This thing's only gonna it's only gonna work so efficient if it's being too jammed full, it's not gonna work right. You know, it's gonna take too long. Which means your hash is gonna be in the bag too long, means shit's getting warm, means you're fucking shit up. So there's an optimum range. You wanna have multiple of these. Okay, so say you have one. Now say you run a 16 setup where you have a big bank of them here, right? Or a big bank of them here. Now you have two fucking drainage vessels, right? Then you're scooping and you're plopping on your trays, and then your bottleneck is right over here. Me, I have about 10 of these freeze dryers. Maybe even more. Me and Lou Dog, how many we got, Lou? Turpy Van Winkle? That's right, say it again. You know what I mean? So in each one of these damn things, you can probably dry, depending on the quality of hash, upwards of 30, 40, plus $1,000, $50,000. You know, you put them a couple runs. Huh?
What's the max you can put on a tray? Does it matter?
Yeah, there's a max. You know what I mean? But I've loaded these things down before. You know, you're gonna run them longer, and it's more of a pain in the ass. You don't want to do it, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. You know
What's
what I
like
mean?
your optimal? Kind of like average thing.
To be honest, I just have a thickness that I like to lay it, and that's what I go by. I don't really know how much goes on there. If it's too much, then I put it on another tray. You know what I mean? It's more or less the consistency, and I'm gonna go into this because we're washing. I haven't got to this part yet, but it's like a pancake mix consistency. When you put it on there, you want it to pour out. You want it to kind of settle. You'll tap the tray, and it's got to settle down. If it's too fucking bulky, too thick, not enough water, the freeze dryer can't pull the moisture off of it properly.
And how thick do you go?
You know, like fucking yay big. You know what I mean?
Half inch,
Yeah. No half inch.
Quarter inch? What if you
Yeah,
make,
quarter inch.
what if you have more than you can fit?
I wouldn't
in-
go thicker than a quarter inch.
This is your bottleneck.
Make sure that you have enough water in there. It's a big deal, though. Because this thing can't pull it out if there's no water. It's gonna be too dense. And then when you go to fucking dry it, you'll have ice chunks in there and shit still too. If you didn't fucking put enough water in there to fucking do it right, you'll have fucking pieces of ice still stuck in the middle, right?
Wet spots.
Well, wet spots.
They just take forever to
That's why when
dry.
you pull it out, you gotta fucking throw it through a colander. You gotta check it out, crunch it up, make sure that you fucking got it all broke down. Exactly, make sure it's all broke down into sand. Yes, sir.
So if the freeze, what if you made more than you can fit in a freeze dryer?
Yeah, so if you make more than you can fit in your freeze dryer, slap it into another tray. You always want to make sure you have plenty of trays. Don't just like get the amount of trays that you have for your freeze dryer. Have extra. Because you can plop it on the tray and then throw it in the freezer and stack them up in the freezer. Boom, 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 boom. And then as you're opening up here, then you can stick them in there. Boom, boom, boom. I stage anyway. I stage out of here through the bucket. I stage into here usually, and then I put it in there.
Put it in a freezer, not like freezer,
I
not
freeze it.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
Not your freezer.
Yeah. So does that help? Any questions? Cool. On the scaling, any questions? How we doing on time? No. How long have been running this? How long we've been letting the soap go down? Anybody pay attention to that? Fuck, I asked, man. Sorry, guys. All right, cool. All right. Fuck, my bad, dog. My bad, big dog.
He said we could slide off.
It would help if I plugged the damn thing in. is the rain they were talking about, boys. They said North Cal was going to rain. Make sure my plug and rooskies get good, baby. Yeah! You guys feeling it or what?
Yeah.
Every time, yeah! Make it feel better. Do it. Come on. Yeah! There we go. Now we're making some hash. All right. So, get this damn thing turning real quick. Get a little slippery out here. Northern California vibes in the house, baby. Hey, what should I... Yeah! I was worried, bro. Fuck, my butthole was puckered. I was like, oh, the damn thing's not turning on.
What are your cycle times?
So, I was just going to say, what do we want to do today? My fucking hands dry. Who's got fucking dry hands and put gloves on? Who wants to be here, come on up here, Bert. Put some gloves on and fluff that bag for me, my brother. Thank you. My hands won't get in the fucking gloves. I got it. Yeah, fluffer. Bring in the fluffer. There you go. Thank you, brother. So we just don't want the bag to suck to the bottom. Is you going? How are we doing on ice and water?
Good.
Pretty good, yeah. Sounds good. You can hear it.
Good.
Times on the machine. You guys want to go for competition? What are you guys trying to do? You guys want to go for the comp?
Yeah, we want the best of the best.
Yeah. If you're running material, I do a 2-minute pull. Boom, right off the top. Just run it for 2 minutes, like a minute or two. Pull it, clean it, empty it, refill it, run it again. Okay? The next time you're pulling for like 5 to 8. Okay? That's the money one right there. The first one is just cleaning it, baby. We're just going to knock it up a little bit. Get a bunch off. That's still good. Rosalino. Bo Meltenstein, baby's coming on the second one right there. That's how I get down. I don't know about all these other fuckers, you know what I mean? I get a little bit of a, get it off, and then I go for that next meat right there. And then we beat it up after that. You know what I mean? We'll get another 8, and then I'll run it for like fucking 30. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can keep going. Depends on the material. So when you're fucking running it, that's what I was going to say today. What do we want to do? You guys want to see some pretty pucks? You guys want to see some hash, right? Or you guys want to see, let's run a good run like 10 minutes, and then we'll do another 10-minute, you know, or whatever, and then we'll see where we're at after the second 10-minute run. But I'm pretty sure we're going to do probably like 2 10s, a 15 and a 30 or something like that. 2 10s, a 12 and a 30. What's that?
What's this trick up here right now? Just keeping it off the bottom?
Keep it off the fucking bottom. So basically, just want to make sure the bag doesn't just suck down to the bottom, because it'll want to fucking just suck to the bottom, and it'll just sit down there, and the little propeller down there has these fins, and it'll actually just like, it's coming down on.
And sometimes it'll stay at the top, and you won't have to pull it out.
You want to get a little wet with that. Good? Good? Yeah. All right. Don't mind a little water, you know what I mean? Get a little wet here.
Yeah, you
Came prepared for it.
We're just making hash. So the propeller on the bottom has these little fins, and it'll actually like whack the sack. Pop, pop, pop. You don't really want that. You want to just keep it up off the thing so it can kind of suspend and just kind of do its little agitation, come around.
Yeah, you guys can see it if you want to come up.
Yeah, you guys want to come take a peekaboo, couple at a time or whatever. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
How's it smell too, everybody? Smelling all right?
It's not sucking down there, is it?
No.
It's still on the top, right? It was staying up top. Sometimes it'll go down, but it's sitting down there. Is it? I know it's back up.
Yeah, it's a tricky bitch.
Sometimes it'll stay up. You can see the bag floating around you, man.
Hey,
weird.
It
Is
disappears.
that normal? Is that normal?
I don't know what he has it on.
I don't know. It sounds like it, but I could be wrong.
It's on the soft setting.
Soft.
Yeah, soft. Yeah, we don't beat it up on the
It's on
first
soft.
run. And like my man said right here, you can plug this unit into a dimmer. They got them at the grow shops or whatever too. You can wire them up. Variable speed, so you can slow the machine down and everything. My boy Ozzy, he was gonna be here with us too, but his dog had puppies and he had a bunch of stuff going on. He's my bro. But he uses those variable speeds, I believe. I don't know. I don't want to quote his tech. You know what I mean?
Do you use a commercial machine yourself, or are you using a lot of this? I mean, when you're trying to scale out, like what machines
Nah, man. I mean, I love running these, big dog. Because when they go bad, poof, go get another one. It's $200.
You're the first guy I see with just slides of them.
I had a whole metal container. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were like the first ones building out hash rooms inside those walk-in fucking freezer units. Same time Raw Garden was doing their shit, we were kicking off in Lompoc. We were out there in Lompoc, pumping it out, big dog, boom, till the fucking salamander got us. You know what I mean? But Halu dog, yes sir. We ran about what 16? I think it was like 16 machines in there. And then I think we doubled down. Didn't we put 32 on? When we put them on both sides? Yeah. Yeah, it was a 32er after we doubled down. But after that, that's what I'm saying is when you get to be so much, you make enough loot. You know what I mean? Like you go down and you go buy that unit. You know what I mean? That 200 fucking gallon fucking unit I'm gonna get next, big dog. You're gonna see it all over the internet. You know what I mean? Posting big old shop. You know? Big motherfucker, boy. One day.
Nuts on your face.
Yeah, I do. Right there. Nuts on the nostrils, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's fucking, we actually had that spot. We had our own fucking pressure tank built out. We had our own, it was a badass spot because we had a room where the water, that's where we realized the water had to be a certain temperature to go through the RO. If it's too cold going into the RO, it slows down. And you're not getting the gallons per minute that they say you're going to get. You're getting like a fucking fraction of that shit, dude. Trickling, you know? So if you're like, yeah, perfect time to run outside. I'm going to use my water. I'm going to RO that shit. Motherfucker, you're going to have to heat that water up before it goes in the RO and then cool it back down on the other side. You know what I mean? That's just some shit to think about, right? You know what I mean? God damn, that smells good. Woo! Look at the color of the water, it's like gold, you know what I mean? Woo! Yeah! Winning, baby. Headband cross the papaya. Yeah, a buddy of mine did the cross.
You washed this before?
Huh?
Have you washed this before?
We washed it just the other day.
I figured.
Yeah. So I created a show. So what I'm gonna do is I got the same material that I got in here. I already got dried because this is a 24-hour process. You scurvy dogs, yeah! This Emerald Turp Gossie right here dropping nuts, baby. You know what I mean? Sprinkling the turps, you know what I mean? That's what's up. So I actually got it dried in here, right here, ready to pull out, throw through the old sifterooski, right on that rosin press right there. You know what I mean? So you can slurp the turp at the dab bar. Yeah. That's what's up, OG. Yeah. Isn't that what you came for? The pizza's not here yet, too. You know, we still got
That's
pizza
what I
on the
came
way.
for.
I know, right? I figured it was a pizza. Everybody having fun, though. I'm glad.
Perfect weather.
So when I was washing in the tunnel in the rain like this, and there was rivers like that flowing through the middle, you see that river out there? We had a river like that flowing through the middle of the tunnel. And Zeki Boo's out there washing. we get the machines going, and the rule of thumb is see this trash can here, you don't want nothing above the lid of this trash can because that's where your bags are. If you get a little schneckle on the freckle, you just come on down here and rub it down there. You don't do nothing up here. There's none of this. You know what I mean? You make sure you cover your shit up, you know, do the best you can, put on one of these. Like a nice little sleek windbreaker works really good, so that way you don't have a bunch of like hair sticking to it from your dog. You know, we love Fido, but we don't want it in our hash, you know. So just keep it clean. Everything up here down. You're good. You're gonna be fucking solid. You can work in a fucking in a spot as long as you can wash your hands and clean. You're not touching this and then touching that. People don't know you pick a bucket up, you knock the bucket over, you put the bucket down with your hand, just touch the bottom of the bucket. You're touching this and then touching that and then touching this. It's just simple shit that makes the difference in this fucking thing right here. You know what I mean? Fluffer! Fluffer! Woo! Fluffer! There we go. Look at that shit. Ah,
Man, I can smell that from here.
smell it? All right, baby. I like that. No, it's not papaya.
That's something nobody gets to smell, is that smell right there if you don't been in a hash room.
Yeah, this
That
is
smell
live.
is different than
Remember I told you
anything
about
else.
terpenes being volatile. You know what I mean? It's like in the water right now. The oils, the aroma is in the water. You know what I mean? So, all right, I'm gonna step in the back. You guys want to take a little couple-minute break? Give me about 5 minutes, take a dab, get a drink. I'm gonna come back out here. I'm gonna dump it, pull the bags real quick, and scoop. All right? I gotta wash something real quick, so I don't wanna have you guys like sitting here fucking picking your nose for me. You guys are probably bored sitting here anyway, right? So you can leave this in here with some material in here.